Welcome to It's All About You, a program that keeps you connected to all the exciting events and services the City of Urbana has to offer. I'm your host, Natalie KennyMarquez. On today's show, we'll get a preview of the upcoming Urbana Sweetcorn Festival and learn about the Eastern Illinois Foodbank. We'll also chat with City of Urbana's planning manager, Lorrie Pearson. But first, I'm pleased to welcome Sukiya Reed back to the program. Hi, Suki. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks.
So I have the pleasure of working with you in community development, but we also get to work with each other out at Urbana's Market at the Square since we're both market staff.
Yes.
And so I'm glad to have you on the program today to talk about a grant that the market recently received from Link Up Illinois. And I was wondering if you could share with us a little bit more about that grant.
Sure. The grant is a $5,000 grant received from Link Up Illinois. It allows us to double link card purchases at the market up to $20. We allow up to 20 one time per market.
And what exactly does that mean? If I'm a Link customer and I want to use my card at the market, how does the program work?
Okay, well, we were located in the big orange tent at the market. We use this machine here. You come bring your Link card, we scan it. So if you want to purchase $20, we'll enter that, and then we'll match your $20.
So you just get 20 extra dollars?
Yeah. So this is an example here. I'll use 10. So if you say you want 10, we'll scan your card. We'll give you the 10 you purchased.
Okay.
And then we'll also give you an additional 10, no strings attached, and it can be used any market, week to week, market to market. They never expire, and that's it. No catch.
And so a customer can always come right to use their Link card.
Yes, anytime.
It's just right now during this grant from Link Up, there's just an incentive and you get the bonus.
Yes, but we always accept Link.
And so if customers want to learn more about the Link program at the market or specifically about the incentive, the double value, where can they go to find out more info?
They can go to our website, urbanaillinois.us/market.
Wonderful. That's great. Well, thank you so much, Suki, for coming on and talking to us about the grant.
No problem.
We'll be there this Saturday.
Yes.
All right. Take care.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Many of your projects are long-term and they're done in collaboration with others. How do those develop? How do you get started?
They usually start from conversations with people where somebody finds something in their own research that they don't feel like they have all the tools to analyze or answer questions about, and so they bring it out and they say, hey, what do you think of this? And how might you approach this? And so we end up taking some problem that seems like it doesn't really belong fully in either of our worlds and work on it together.
Catch the latest episode of Art Now, presented by the Urbana Public Arts Program, every Monday night at 6:30 and Tuesdays at 11. You can also watch the file on demand via the city's website, urbanaillinois.us/artnow.
So we're back with It's All About You, and we're in the Urbana Business Association office, joined by Jessica Snyder. Thank you for being on the show.
No problem.
And August is always super exciting in downtown Urbana because the Sweetcorn Festival is the featured event, and it's coming up soon. Tell us about it.
Okay, well, this year is our 40th anniversary, so
excellent.
It began in 1975, and now it's 2015, so that's 40 wonderful years. The dates this year are August 28th and 29th, and the times are the same. Friday it'll be 5 to 11, and then Saturday will be 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. And we'll feature all sorts of live music, lots of food and drinks, and of course lots and lots and lots of sweet corn.
Sweet corn. Awesome. So who are the headliners this year? I know that's always a really exciting time when you guys announce who the headliners are, and who can we look forward to seeing this year?
Well, actually this year, for the first time, we've decided to have 3 national headliners on our main stage, and we've got 2 on Friday night, and those are The Church and the Psychedelic Furs, and they're both 80s new wave bands. If you've seen the movie Pretty in Pink, the Psychedelic Furs sing the main song to that, Pretty in Pink.
Excellent.
And on Saturday night, we're keeping up with this 80s new wave trend, and we've got Berlin, and they're if you've seen Top Gun, they sing the the love ballad from that song, Take My Breath Away. So we're really excited to kind of take our entertainment in a fun, fresh direction this year.
That's great. Those are some great bands, and I think I know a lot of the words to those songs, so it'll be fun to sing along. So besides the headliners, what other things can folks expect this year at the Sweetcorn Festival?
Yeah, well, in addition to those headliners, we have tons and tons of great local musicians too on the main stage, and also on our 2 other stages. We've got a stage on Broadway, the One Community Together stage, and that'll feature lots of family-friendly music and great local acts. And then for the second time, we've partnered with the CU Folk and Roots Festival to bring a 3rd stage to the festival, and it'll be over on the other side of the festival, opposite of the main stage, by Race Street. And that'll feature lots of local folk, roots, and Americana music. And you can find the full lineup of bands on our website at UrbanaSweetcornFestival.com. But in addition to all of that awesome music, we also have lots of kids activities on the north side of Broadway, and then up on the County Plaza parking deck there'll be inflatables and rock climbing wall and laser tag and all that kind of fun stuff. And then we're also planning on beefing up the kids activity section this year too, with other kinds of great free kids activities.
Oh, that's great.
And of course there's going to be lots and lots of corn.
But I know that there were also other food vendors besides corn. I know everybody loves corn. We're in Illinois. Got to have some corn. But what other food can we expect?
Sure. There's going to be a few barbecue vendors, so you can always get your pulled pork sandwiches and all that kind of stuff. There'll be your typical festival food like funnel cakes and corn dogs, cotton candy, lots of ice cream. We'll have some Thai food, lots of burgers and pizza, and probably like anything you could have a craving for, we'll probably have it. So.
All right. So I need to come hungry, and I need to bring my kids so that they'll play in the new expanded kids area, and then hang around with my friends for the awesome 80s music.
That sounds like a plan.
All right.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us. But before we go, real quick, what's the website again where we can learn more about the Urbana Sweetcorn Festival?
That's pretty easy. It's UrbanaSweetcornFestival.com.
All right. That's an easy one to remember. Well, thank you so much, and I look forward to attending the 40th annual. Thank you.
Yep.
One, two, three, four. I'm heading on down to the market Saturday morning. I'm heading on down to the market Saturday morning. All your farmer friends are there at the market at the square. I'm heading on down to the market Saturday morning.
And we're back with It's All About You, and we're out at the Eastern Illinois Foodbank here in Urbana, and we're joined by Kristen Costello, one of the staff at the Eastern Illinois Foodbank. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show, and it's a pleasure to be able to work with you as part of the Farm to Food Bank program that is a part of Urbana's Market at the Square. And I know the pickup started for that program at the market just this past month in July. Tell us a little bit more about that program and how it's beneficial to you at the food bank.
So the Farm to Food Bank program has been very beneficial to us at the food bank. Last year, you guys donated, or vendors donated, over 12,000 pounds of produce, actually almost 13,000 pounds of produce. So we can get anything from giant heads of cabbage to cucumbers, squash, anything that you would normally see in the grocery store. And this is very high quality produce normally, and obviously it's local, so that's a big benefit. So we're really able to provide clients with very high quality produce, things that they may not be able to get themselves. And we also help promote the SNAP program too, through the farmers market.
Right, and I know that's a segment that we talked about earlier on this August edition of It's All About You, and so it's really exciting to be able at the market to offer these programs and expand access to local healthy fruits and vegetables. And besides the Farm to Food Bank program, the Eastern Illinois Food Bank has got a great reach. Tell us about the number of counties that you represent, and a little bit more about the food bank itself?
Sure. So we actually expanded our reach. We're now serving 17 counties in Eastern Illinois. So we were at 14. We've increased by 3 counties. So we know now that over 110,000 individuals in our 17 county service area do not know where their next meal will come from.
Oh my.
So we have a very large reach, even larger than before. So donations of any sort, monetary food donations are always appreciated.
And if someone is interested in donating to the food bank, whether it's food or time, how can they go about doing that?
Sure. So if they want to donate money, it's very simple. You can go to our website, eifoodbank.org. We have a big donate button on there. You can always mail us a check at 2405 North Shore Drive in Urbana. If you want to donate time, you can go on our website as well. We have tons of volunteer opportunities. We largely repackage bulk food product. Coming up in September is Hunger Action Month.
Okay.
And we're going to have a very large 12-hour repack. You don't have to volunteer for the whole 12 hours. You sign up for a 2-hour shift. But that's basically repackaging bulk food into more family-friendly or individual-sized boxes and bags. So if folks want to donate food too, they can donate directly from their garden. We have a lot of local gardeners that can actually come and donate directly to us. You can also use ampleharvest.org, which basically you go online, type in your address, and that'll show you the nearest site to your house that is a food pantry or a soup kitchen or a shelter that could use your food. So if you know that it may not last for a few days, it's going to possibly spoil soon. We still have places that can use those donations and use them up that day.
Oh, that's excellent. Wonderful. And you touched upon some programming coming up during the month of September. Tell us just a little bit more about that.
Sure. So September is National Hunger Action Month. So food banks all across the country are kind of mobilizing their communities to take action against hunger. It's a very big educational month for us. So we're going to have things like the 12-hour repack, like I mentioned, Operation Orange. We're going to actually have a SNAP Hunger Challenge for a whole week in September. So it gives folks a chance to try to live on a food stamp budget, so $4.50 a day. You're not necessarily trying to beat the challenge or anything like that. It's more about what experience you're having of having to live on with that constraint.
Right.
And we have a bunch of other things happening as well. We actually have a whole calendar full of events. So if anyone's interested in getting more information on that, just go to our website in August or in early September and you can download everything.
And you're also active on social media too, right? So we can find you on Facebook and things like that.
We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. We'll have all of our posts about Hunger Action Month on Facebook as well. So we'll actually count down the calendar live online.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for all that you do for the community, to the Eastern Illinois Food Bank, for all they do for all 17 counties in Eastern Illinois, and for being such a great partner to work with on the Farden to Food Bank program out at Urbana's Market at the Square.
We thank the City of Urbana for helping making it happen.
All right. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Phil Edwards. I am the Fire Marshal for the City of Urbana. Today I'd like to talk to you about fire safety. One of the top causes of fires in homes is cigarette smoking. In Champaign County alone, there has been 31 fires and at least 2 fatalities in the last 5 years, according to the Office of the State Fire Marshal. When smoking, we would like for you to think about not just the safety of yourself and your family, but the families that are around you. You can practice that type of safety by using extreme caution when smoking. First of all, we ask that you pay attention to your surroundings when smoking. Smoke at least 25 feet away from buildings, and also we ask that you use non-combustible containers to dispose of the cigarette butts. Never smoke in a home that has medical oxygen, because that increases the intensity of the fire. For more information on smoke-free multi-unit housing, you can contact Champaign-Urbana Public Health District at 217-531-4252.
And we're back with It's All About You, and we're joined by Lorrie Pearson, who is the new planning manager for the City of Urbana. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining the City of Urbana. It's been a delight to work with you, and maybe tell us a little bit more about yourself for those of us in the community that haven't had the opportunity to meet you yet.
Well, I started with the city in May as the Planning Division Manager. I bring a lot of experience, a variety of experiences from a few different types of communities, from college towns. I worked for Champaign for quite a while, Evanston, as well as more of the historic and a lot of progressive cities in the D.C. area, Washington, D.C. area. So I'm really hoping to bring some of those good experiences here to Urbana. Also, some of my specialties include environmental planning and transportation planning, and I know that those are very important to the city and to the City Council. So I'm hoping those experiences will help me here.
Well, that sounds like a great fit for the city, and you already have a little, probably a lot of knowledge about Urbana, having worked for the city of Champaign too.
Sure. I mean, obviously two distinct cities,
Yes.
but you can't be in one without learning a lot about the other.
Exactly. And so what are some of the things that you've, you've really just gotten to work right away since you've joined the city. What are some things that you have on your plate right now?
Well, the thing that's most interesting about planning is that we also deal with zoning. So they're two very distinct things. Planning is more of the long range, sort of what is the vision of the city in the future. So we're looking out 20 years into the future when we're doing pure planning, whereas zoning is more of the day-to-day. So what could be built tomorrow? How could things be built? What kinds of things could go in a particular location? So our time horizon in what we do is from really short to really long, and that's really what makes planning so exciting. So the kinds of things that we're working on really also run the gamut. We have a lot of development applications, people that want to build something, people that want to start a business, they might need some special approvals. So those are ongoing throughout the year. Some other things that we're working on, maybe more the longer range things, include looking at how can we review the design of buildings that go into downtown. So that's a big effort that we're working on right now and is important to council. We're also working on, with Public Works and with also our partners at the Regional Planning Commission, master plan, bicycle master plan. So that's very exciting. Will also help with moving us from the gold designation bicycle friendly community to hopefully platinum, we'll see. But that plan should help with that. So those are really some large efforts that we're working on this summer. In addition to that, there's a little more that we're looking at in terms of home occupations. As we know, the society is changing. Our rules and regulations also need to change to keep up with the times. So we're constantly looking at our rules and regulations to see if we need to make some changes to better align them with today's society. So those are some things that we're working on right now. In the future, there'll be something else, of course. And as I said, always those day-to-day things that we need to keep up on, the approvals of building permits we help with. All of those things also really do fill up our plates.
And you have a pretty great staff working in the planning division too, and they seem to have, moved towards different topics and things within planning and zoning. Tell us a little bit about the division.
Sure. Well, our division covers a variety of things, as I mentioned before, sort of the long range and the short term. But in addition to that, we also staff a number of boards and commissions. And they handle each of those individual applications or each of those planning processes. So I do want to give a shout out to all the volunteers that serve on our boards and commissions. First of all, there's more than 24 folks that help with each of our boards and commissions. The ones that our division help to staff are the Historic Preservation Commission, the Zoning Board of Appeals, the Plan Commission, as well as all of our design and development review boards. So those volunteers are tireless. I appreciate them. We in the division appreciate the work that they do. So what our division does when we help staff these boards and commissions are to review an application, let's say, provide some analysis on that application, provide a memo then to that board or commission so that they can make an informed decision on whether or not they agree with the staff or they disagree with the staff on whether or not something should be approved or if they should recommend to council that something is approved. So we really do help that board or commission come to their decision.
Got it.
So that's one of the larger things that we do. It takes up a lot of our time, but it's very important because that is a great opportunity for the public to get involved, to really have a meaningful conversation about a particular project or a particular plan.
So say there's a viewer watching right now and they really are interested in the boards and commissions that you've referenced and some of the duties and responsibilities, and they want to get involved. Are there vacancies on any of these boards or commissions, or is there a way that they can apply or find out more?
There are often vacancies that come up, so I could say today that we're full, but tomorrow there might be one that comes up. So I'd always encourage people, if you do have an interest, to check in with us. If you want to have an application on file, that's fine too. You can go to the city's website, go to the section on boards and committees, or boards and commissions, excuse me, and there's a link there with an application. It's a general one for any board or commission throughout the city. So that's an opportunity there to also, on that webpage, look at all of the other boards and commissions. to see if there's a good fit there, and just call up the staff that's listed and see if there's a vacancy, or submit an application, and if there is one, they could reach out to you.
Great.
So.
Well, thanks for that information. I know you brought a few things with you today.
Sure. We in planning always like visuals.
Yes.
So the thing that I consider sort of the guiding principles for all of planning is the comprehensive plan. And that's what I mentioned earlier, is the long-range vision of the city.
Okay.
So the City of Urbana's comprehensive plan was last adopted in 2005, and it outlines sort of how the city envisions growing in the future. So it has a variety of maps. That's another thing about planners. We always love maps. So if those out listening like maps, check out our comprehensive plan, which is on the website.
Okay.
You can see how the city is envisioned to grow in the different areas, or also then the areas that are already built up, what is the future vision for those areas, should there be new development. So these are our guiding principles, basically. And what we do with that as planners is we need ways to actually implement this document. And that's where the zoning comes into play. So the zoning also has a map, which basically zoning, what it does is it outlines the entire city and puts different zones. I don't know if there's a good way to put this up or not, but each of these different colors shows a different zoning designation for a property. And what zoning does is guide what can be built there, what can be used there, where on the lot something can be built. And the idea is really to protect a neighborhood. So if your house is in the middle of your lot and your lot is about this big, you want the same lot next to you to be about the same. You don't want that house to be right next to your house. So it's to provide consistency, to protect neighborhoods, really. And it's, you know, it looks very complicated, and frankly, it is a bit complicated. It takes a while to understand the nuances of zoning, but we have a great staff, as you alluded to earlier, that can help explain the specifics. So if you want to do something with your property, you can contact us and we can walk you through how to do that. If you need some relief from the rules, which board or commission you need to go through and what the process is like. So we'll be happy to walk through that process with anyone and explain this very complicated yet colorful map.
Great.
We talked a little bit about the projects that we're working on now, and I touched on more the longer range projects, but we are working on some changes to our zoning ordinance, which outlines all of those rules and regulations for those different parcels. So things that you might have heard about in the news lately are some proposed changes to the rules on billboards. So those are going through the process right now, a public conversation about those. I mentioned the home occupation regulations, and during the month of July, we are also processing what we call an omnibus set of changes to the zoning ordinance. Those are some of the smaller things that kind of accumulate over the year. So it's really, those changes are usually more for those that really love zoning. So people like us get into that kind of thing, and it's kind of exciting to do some of the cleanup and to kind of bring things up to speed.
But this document, as well as the maps and the comprehensive plan, they're all available on the city's website.
Correct.
And they're pretty easy to check out and look at, and if we have questions, we can give you a call.
Definitely.
So, and where on the website can we find the zoning information?
You might just want to try in the search box typing in zoning ordinance. Otherwise, you could navigate through departments, community development, and then planning, and you will get there that way. So there's two different ways you could try to get there.
Sounds like the search box would be the easiest route to go.
Do it, yes.
Yes. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It's great to have you on board here at the City of Urbana. And thank you for giving our viewers an opportunity to learn more about planning and zoning and your great division within the City of Urbana.
Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. For more information on the City of Urbana, you can visit their website at urbanaillinois.us. From there, you can watch this program on demand and download our audio podcast. We appreciate you tuning in today and hope you'll join us again soon. And remember, it's all about you.